Anyways, though, let's move on because now
Yeah.
we get to talk about Sony and their silly bullshit.
Yes.
And Lord knows there's a
We
lot of
have
that
quite a bit.
stuff.
Yes.
You know, this is in Japan right now, but I wouldn't be surprised if it caught on everywhere else. The PS5 is now $90 more expensive in Japan, and
Yeah.
that's the third price increase since 2020.
Wow.
So
Japan.
if it's going on over there, you know it ain't gonna be that long before it happens over here, and you know what the Pro and all of that crap they're gonna be coming out with.
Well, maybe though, because isn't Japan's economy like going down the okay. Japan's economy has been going down the shitter since the 80s, all right? But I wonder if it has to do with that, maybe? Because I know they're kind of getting slammed economically too, which was crazy that Japan was like the powerhouse of the world in the 80s. But I wonder.
Every economy is getting slammed. Like
Oh, yeah.
everyone.
Oh, yeah.
But how is making a system $90 more supposed to help? I mean, people they can barely afford the console now.
I guess manufacturing costs, I would think, is probably a huge point of it. I don't know the logistics for why they're changing it, but I mean, even something like that.
Yeah, they just raised it. They just raised it. It says that, that both PS5 models over there were raised by 13,000 yen. And this was September 2nd. So I'm like, damn. And it's like they highlighted the price hike for Japan. He also pointed out that this will be the third time Sony raised the price for the system. Like I said, since the late 2020. It said early this month, Sony revealed that the PS5 hardware sales were down 27%, which is no surprise there. For the company.
That's actually not surprising.
Yeah, it's not.
Actually, everyone who wants one has bought one at this point. Like, everyone who wants, and then I'm guessing that's why they want to release, here's the new one, right? Like, it's actually scummy how they do that. They wait until the sales drop, and then they're like, here's the new version. We took away 50 things, but we added one thing.
Yep.
And it's new, so buy it.
And the thing is, it says, looking ahead, new reports says that the PS5 Pro, which I kind of knew it anyways, it said coming this year, it's expected to go as high as $700. So extra $100, which is what I kind of figured what was going to happen. And I wouldn't be surprised if they do some bullshit like that, for the holiday season and stuff. Because the pro models always cost $100 more when it comes to this stuff. And
$700. I'm just sitting here. Holy crap! I could upgrade my entire rig for that.
Yeah. Do you know the last time a system cost that much and they flopped was the Neo Geo?
I was gonna say that would have been like more than 30 years ago.
Yeah, the Neo Geo, when they came out with that system, I believe was like $700, $800, and this was the 90s, man.
Yep. I mean, they were, when consoles came out, they were expensive as hell, right? But at least they went down.
Yeah, like usually as hardware goes by,
like the PlayStation era.
But usually as hardware goes by, it gets cheaper, especially the longer the life cycle is. Unless you're Nintendo.
True. Yep, or apparently Sony in Japan.
Yeah, so it's only a matter of time before that's going to happen over here. And I tell you exactly how I see this going. What they're going to end up doing is they're going to phase out the older models of the PS5. They're going to start making games for the new models, forcing people to have to go buy those consoles.
Yep. Well, I mean, frig. And then you have Microsoft, who, they're going the other way. I feel like Microsoft has completely abandoned, I wouldn't say hi to Odie in the background. I feel like Microsoft has completely abandoned.
Look at the wabbit.
Yeah, the bunny king. Yeah. But yeah, I feel like or not Sony. I feel like Microsoft has abandoned the idea of like I feel like it's just abandoned the idea of making the Xbox a more powerful console. I think it's like we were saying in one of the other in one of our other podcasts with was that last podcast where they had the Fire Stick and the Game Pass and
episode.
I think they're just trying to I feel like because they're not like they don't seem to be upgrading anything, and now games are like new games aren't being able to run on the Xbox anymore. I feel like they're just pivoting towards it being a streaming thing.
My educated guess with Microsoft, I mean, you know, these guys couldn't find their way out of a paper bag, but I think what they're trying to do is they're trying to push, you know, they're trying to push the streaming stuff for right now until they get an idea of what the next console is going to be like. You know? So I think that they're just gonna coast on it, because why, you know, like I said with the PS5 Pro, there really isn't that much difference. Remember, I read down the specs of that. I read down the specs with the PS5 Pro, and I'm like, the stuff that they're giving is not worth no extra $100.
No.
And it's like Sony they're gonna follow the Nintendo playbook all the way down, because remember, with the 3DS, when they came out with the new 3DS, and then you had to buy that to play the new games because they made the game specifically for the new 3DS, which looked like the old 3DS, which has like what, a little bit more memory.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, I remember that.